Hello, it is Lord Haywire. I'm streaming some 2D4X. This thumbnail. YouTube automatically grabs the thumbnail, and you can pick between three of them, or you can upload your own, whatever. But I'm too lazy to upload my own, so I just let it pick. I even stopped picking between the three. So it generally just, this is the thumbnail, like on every single one of my videos. Yeah, probably should do something about that, but I don't care enough. I mean, it's that, or like sometimes it's this. It's like just some text. It would be nice if it was just an Excel spreadsheet every time. Yeah, so 2D4X, what is it? It's a 2D4X game that I'm creating. It's a strategy game I'm creating. It's open source. We've been working on it. It's actually, this is the 250th stream I've done on this game. I've streamed some other game creation. Other games I'm working on, Hex Demon, and no, that's the only other one I think is Hex Demon. But I haven't worked on that forever. I should. It's much farther along than this game. Even though I've streamed only a few times, I work on that one offline. This one I try to stream every time I work on it. So what are we doing today? Today we are going to find people, but I guess we'll do this first. I just put that there. Let's see what I'm talking about. I feel like I already did this. So what it is it's saying that when you get an event, yeah, it does have it. It has the county that this event is in. So we already did that, which is great. We can just mark something off right as we started. See. All right, so what we want to do this so that there's going to be a bunch of events, and we're going to make this so that eventually we've written some of them and we worked on them past couple weekends, and that's these things here. And then I was going to like populate a ton of these, then it dawned on me that we probably don't want to do that because there's going to be some major changes, which means we'd have to go through every single one of these and update them. And so the fewer that we have, the fewer that we have, then the fewer that we have to update later. But this gives us a good baseline of the different types so far and what we're going to need to change. And one of those that we're going to be creating is today, which is so the events are like you find resources, you find buildings, whatever. What is this one? So we found scavageable remains, which will increase this number here. If we say accept, hopefully, yeah. So then we got 500 more things that your population can scavenge from the world here. But what we want to do now is the one of the key things for this game is that you never have enough population. So right now everyone's over 18, so they're all adults and they can all work. But we want to have kids in here too, and the kids are going to be just, kind of useless. We'll probably have, so we haven't done, this is one of the few things we haven't worked on is a faction panel, which will have like faction laws and stuff. So what we'll have is like, can kids work, stuff like that. Like, kids age 16 up can work. People age 12 and up can work, and it will make people unhappy or whatever. Make the kids unhappy, especially. But we haven't even gotten so we did like a whole loop of the whole game and put in most of the features except for saving and loading and multiplayer, the two things in faction and like a faction panel. Those are the three things we have not put everything else has something in here that works. So like the game works, you could play it, it's not fun, whatever, but it's here, and you only have these seven counties. We're going to put all of North America. This is just Oregon because I live in Oregon. I live right here. And one county in Washington. We're going to put in all of Washington next. I don't know when we'll do that, but that will be Washington will be next, and then we'll do Idaho, and then we'll start adding on from there. But that's a long ways off. We only need 7 for testing, and once again, the more things we put in, the more we have to fix later. So 7 is the most we're gonna do. Anyways, back to this. So one of the things you can find, resources, whatever. Oh, sorry, we're calling them goods because Godot has a thing. I actually think Godot should change the name from resources. It's used too much. Resources is it needs to be a different word. Because it fucks me over. So anyways, but one of the things you can do to increase your population, because you'll start with about 10. That's right now we have it at 20 because we were testing something, but and then these ones, only the capitals will start with that capital of each like county, province. We'll start with a higher number, and then but you'll want more people because you need people to work in your buildings, etc., etc. So one of the things you can do is you can explore the county to find other survivors, and if you find survivors, they will join your population. But what I also want to do is you can say no to them, and it makes them move around the map as like refugees, or bandits. And you also can find bandits, but right now we're going to do finding people, and if you accept them, the decline will be they just disappear. If you accept them, they join your county, and if you decline them, they just disappear and they're gone. But we want to eventually put in where they move around the map. If you run them out of town. I don't know why you would do that, but you could. Let's say you're later on, you're exploring and you don't want more people because you can't feed them fast enough or something. You would say no to that. So, and also I want them to like gain people. Like think of Mad Max Furiosa, where what is that guy's name? Dementor, whatever his name is. Where he travels around and gathers people to his did I mention this is a post-apocalyptic game? So something like that. Anyways, so let's get to this thing. So first thing we need to do is add in a new event, and we're going to break the events, and that's part of the problem here. So we're going to need, in our events story control, we're going to need that. We're going to need our story. Let's move this over here. We're going to need a story event data. This controls all the data for our story event. We're going to need our localization file up. This is the spreadsheet I was talking about that sure would be nice if they did if it did a thumbnail of this thing. How boring are we going? So I guess we should create one, and as we create it, we'll put in what we need. Yeah, we'll do that. And we'll do ruins, since that's what we've been working on. What was this one? I saw there was a 4 up here. Oh, forest? Yeah, that makes sense. So what we'll do is we'll duplicate this one, and we'll call this 5. Ruins found survivors. Yeah. And then we're going to need this. Story event title, found survivors. I spelled it differently. Survivors. Now that looks wrong. I can't spell my way out of a wet paper bag here, but that's right. So there's a TV show I always talk about. I always say the 70s Survivor. This is the remake that they try to do of it. It's awful. This is the good one. This remake is so they added a bunch of explosions. So that's one of the things with the first one with the original is that there's it's in England in the 70s. So there's less explosions, but there's also every time they get into conflict, they usually fix it with a handshake. Oh well, yeah, we won't go here anymore, and then they shake hands. I mean, over exaggerating. It's a great show. You should watch it. Oh, I forgot to do my activation of YouTube. There we go. Now YouTube chat will come over, I hope. All right, so let's see here. We did that first one. We need to get the second one. Copy this over to this fucking spreadsheet. What? God damn you. I hate you, Excel. Story event description, ruin found. I don't know why I keep deleting the S in survivor, the scavengeable. What doesn't matter. The expedition has stumbled across a number of people living in the ruins. All right, we have that. We're going to copy this back over. This is some exciting stuff here. And then we're going to go to here. We're going to go. I think I started earlier today. We're going to go people. We're also going to have it where you find bad people and they fight you. Not. Well, it could be kind of hardcore, but it's we want to have that. Maybe we'll use this reward amount. And we need these choices. We need there to be bad events too, and that have ethical ramifications, and we want that to like be coded in the game where your choices matter. I hate when games have choices and they don't matter. So we want this second choice here too. I guess we're gonna put this here. Found ruins, scavenger choice, accept. See, this is what I was talking about. We could do away with the S there. Survivors or not do away with the S. And then we can just copy this whole thing. There we go. Found ruin, found survivors, found accept. Invite the people back to the settlement. Fuck these people. Fuck those people. Fuck those people. We're going to have to rewrite all this. We're going to have to remake all of these events, I feel like. Even if we put... So I was talking about this last time, that I want it to be... I want a period here. Well, that's not a period. I don't think. We want it to be kind of dark. We want it to be kind of dark. We don't want... there's this like type of wow, we didn't do the translations for these. There's this type of post-apocalyptic game where they make things goofy, and I hate that shit. It's like it makes it unplayable to me when they make the post-apocalyptic stuff goofy. And I think my theory is with that is that they don't understand the Road Warrior. That's literally why they think the Road Warrior is goofy. And they don't understand it. That movie, The Road Warrior. So they yeah, because they're dumb. Because they're not as smart as me. Because I'm deeper and I understand things. Deeper? Whatever. All right, what the fuck are we doing here? These are all translated. Now we need to put this stuff in here. I know I did the Survivor one. Did I do the description? I did, so we just need to do these two choices. I hope I updated these other ones. And this one. And there will be more choices later. I was thinking about this before. I was like, should we just do all these other choices? But we need so many other mechanics added. So when I was talking earlier about like the things that you can do in the game, and that there's each part is in there. It's a very simplistic version of each part. And as we go, we keep improving it. And every time we improve one little section, we have to redo a bunch of stuff. Okay, so we have that in there. It's going to pop up, but we need to have this reward type of people. And I think that's under the banker, I think, is doing that. Yeah, so this is the one. So what we need to do is put in here, add people to county. And then we'll create this. I think we are going to use the reward thing, the reward amount. Let's put that in here then. Suki, how's it going? And this will put like the number of people, the max number of people you can get. Maybe we want, we'll put 10. That's a lot. I'm doing good. Still chipping away at the game here. Slowly but surely, as they say. Have you guys heard a whole other ball of wax as a term? I used it the other day at work, and the person said, "What is that?" A whole framework, huh? How's it going? Blending? What type of blending? What do you mean when you say blending? Add people to county. So we're going to use county generation to do this. With alpha, what is alpha? Are we done with this? I think we're done with this. New code goes here. Oh yeah, I had ChatGPT help me, and they put this thing in. Shuffled events. Alpha channel for transparency. Do you have screenshots? Always want to look at everything. So how are we doing this? We need county generation to... How do we generate people currently? Start, generate, exploration, assign terrain, assign starting goods, update goods, add county, assign faction. Is this not in here? What is your finish app? I can't remember. I know we've talked before, but I can't remember what your goal is. Okay. I guess we don't assign county data. I thought we generated our people in here. Where are we doing our random generation? Do we have a population generation? I don't remember. You know, we could probably look up here. Is in our, not in our arrays. We have faction, county population generation. Chatting app. Oh, nice. Are you doing one that works with multiple websites? Kind of like how I have down here. I'm using this as social stream. Create population. What does this do? Okay, so this runs through each county and generates them with this generate population. So we're not going to get heroes. Oh, this is a capital or AI capital. So we have a thing in here, generate what the fuck is it? Oh, this is it. Oh no, that generates sex, generate age, generate expendables, generate skill list, generate preferred work, generate interest. What the fuck is this thing? Oh, I remember we did this. We changed how this works. Because I got rid of the constructor, because the constructor was... Okay, so we have a hero in initial population. Or no, total population. No website, pure C++. When I was about to start streaming, I saw that somebody was doing a C++ stream, and they had a lot of viewers. And I was wondering if that was because of C++, or, you know, it could just be the person. So what do you mean when you're making a chat app like Skype? Like you want to have, like you're replacing Skype, replacing Signal, more like Discord. Are you? So now I have 1,000 questions. So with Discord, they have a limited, no, everything. How are you going to do the server infrastructure? Is it going to be like peer to peer or something? Because you're going to have to store all that information, right? Like all the chat messages. So I think we can just run this, except that it's private. Public. Whoops. We don't have an instance of this either. What is this thing? This is a partial class. Public population generation. Public static population. Look at this thing. It'll be like I host my server, but later on I'll make it so it puts data on multiple servers. Right now it's just a simple server. All right. So how are you doing password saving? I'm asking this because I was messing around with multiplayer on my thing, and so it's being saved as like username passwords pairs. For Apache does it for you automatically? Is there like some built-in thing? We want this to be instance, but we don't want it to be like that, and we want this to do. Why won't it ever public static instance? There we go. It has, so there's some built-in plugin or whatever they call them. I forget what they call it, and in that instance equals this. And how does Apache do it? So like, or libsodium. So it hashes it. And if somebody gets into your server, though, they can download the password file. I'm not trying to become a hacker. I'm just curious, because when I was setting up mine, I was actually talking to ChatGPT about it, and then I asked one of my friends who's like a full stack guy, and it seemed to me like, so the fear, I guess, I think my knowledge is outdated, but I was like, you're kind of fucked if someone gets into your server, but I guess that's just how it is. I just was thinking about, how like I think there was another one recently that was like 6 billion passwords of 6 billion passwords were released. But yeah, but you could do like a dictionary attack on it still, can't you? Or is that over? Because people are supposed to use crazy passwords. The days of dictionary attacks. Okay, so we have this wherever it went. What was it called? Generate personality. Where did that generate population? So what is going on with all of this stuff in this order? Let's cut this and put generates. Actually, I guess it doesn't matter. Who gives a fuck? Generate population. Okay, so we can get to this now. How does it know where this is being generated to? Do we have some sort of county in here? Yeah, we do. So where is this county data being pulled from? This is being pulled from, we're signing it up here. We are. Why would we do that? Basically, let's just say you just brute force try to get the password. You can do it only one user at a time. In the good old days, it was always a dictionary attack was the thing that everyone did. And then what about man in the middle attacks? That was another thing that used like everyone always talk. They still talk about it. It's still a thing. Like people are like, well, what about man in the middle? And so then I was like looking at that, and they're like, oh, it's fucking pointless. You just give up on your life. Yeah, SSL. So with Godot and the client, you can't SSL it without doing some crazy shit like the multiplayer. But then they're like, "Oh, who cares? No one's ever gonna be man in the middle because they have to be on the same network." And it's just like, "Oh my god, uh, man." Anyways, yeah. So that's pretty. So if do you want to compete against Discord? Because I actually dislike Discord. I use Discord. You know, I got it right there. I know you can't see what I'm bringing up, but is your chat thing going to be searchable by the internet? And what I mean is, like, can you search chat messages? This is why I don't like Discord. It's because every motherfucker says, "Oh, I need a Discord," and so then they have a Discord, and you want to look up how to fix something. You want to search why your game doesn't work, and so then you can't. So you have to log into their Discord. And it takes the valuable information that like a forum used to have and puts it behind a password, behind a login screen so that you have to log into their Discord and then you have to search. And the search on Discord is fucking trash. And yeah, it's not built for the current. So it's not built for ease of use. It's built for like compartmentalizing these different things, and then yeah. So when I'm not sure which part you were kind of when you replied there. Was that to the competing against Discord? So are you gonna or is it searchable on the internet? Was that I asked like 5 questions in a row. But yeah, everyone has a Discord. And what was the other one before Discord? Slack. Slack was everywhere. So we need to make it so that we can pass in we need to pass in the county that this is happening in. Because we're using this, we're adding them into this population. And this is the part where it's checking if it's a hero or not. So we're going to have to break how this kind of works. I don't think it should be that bad. Every time I say that, it's a horrible disaster. County data, population. I don't want to call it county data. I want to call it something else. So if you search for, let's say, let me bring up Discord. What was I looking for? I gotta find. It was so Rogue Tech, or there's a couple. Actually, I think I know where one is on SPT. SPT. So this is for Tarkov, single player Tarkov. It's like a mod for Tarkov. And I want to know questing bots I want to know when questing bots is coming out. So I have to search for it over here, right? And this brings up the chat questing bots. I guess I don't need to show this. So like this brings up the chat, but this is not searchable in Google. I can't search questing bots Discord, and then it searches. Then the search this is not it's not indexed by Google, so I can't get this information unless I log in to this SPT thing, and I have to search in here. And look how this is dog shit. This doesn't bring me. This is just about whoever's mentioned. Like this sucks. um, but I want it, but it would be better. Like the old day forums, this was indexed by search engines, but it's because you can't look at it unless you've logged into it. So that's the problem. So this is actually like a huge detriment to the internet, is having chat where it's not indexed by the where it's not indexed by the internet. So you would obviously want to have private ones that aren't indexed. But in the good old days, I'm trying to think of a game that has a forum still. I wouldn't happen because it would be actually mostly impossible since using it. Yeah, so you want to like avoid more like a Telegram or something. Sounds like Discord. There is the web version of Discord, so it is on the web somewhere. But yeah, so the reason why I'd say it's a detriment to the internet is that, so if let's say you're an IT professional like myself, and you're trying to find, so another good example would be actually Stream Elements is in here somewhere, unless I left it. Here, Godot Cafe. Here's a perfect example. Here's people asking questions about a Godot, but it's not searchable on the internet. So I can't, if someone has a solution to my problem that's in here, I have to log into this stupid fucking Discord. And then I have to search in Discord for it. And Discord is just not made in a way, like they're trying to with those like little forum things. And I don't know, there's probably somewhere. Here we go. Like this, but this is dog shit. So like you can search or post, but like, so let's say this person has this scripting error and I want to find, and there's somebody posts a solution for this. I have to log into Discord. I can't search. It's not searchable on a search index. So it's hugely a detriment to the internet. It makes the internet less useful by locking all of these things behind. I mean, I have an idea. What about I make a whole search engine that can search globally every server? See, that would be good, but you would be replacing the internet, which might not be a bad thing at this point because the internet is also all bots. You know what I mean? I always joke with one of my friends that we should start like Internet 2.0 and just abandon the old internet, because it's trash now. It's become trash. I'm starting a diatribe over here. I logged into one of my coworkers' computers and they didn't have an ad blocker on. And I was like, what the fuck is this? What is all this garbage? And because the internet is just flooded with fucking ads, and it's just bots. So yeah, I was always saying like, to me and my friend Joe about this, is abandon the old internet and start a new one. But you could have a thing that searches all. Obviously, you'd want to have some sort of marker that they could put on their chat, like a setting that says make it not searchable, because what if they're doing, some sexy texts or something. You wouldn't want to pull up all the furry porn when you search. County data, we'll call this current county data. Yeah, how would you make money? How does Discord makes money with that nitro crap, right? Like let me go back to my Discord. It's usually a banner up here. It wants me to pay for some sort of nitro thing. So I think people would be willing to pay a little bit for something if it was better than Internet 1.0, honestly. I don't think that people are going to be willing to pay for Discord, because I mean, I guess, but it's hard to get your friends to join. Let's say you just wanted a voice chat with Discord, like we want to use voice chat to just talk about to do voice chat over for a video game, if someone had to pay, even like if it was $1 a month, they're not gonna log in to the Discord, you know. But then if the host had to pay, it'd have to be really cheap. You create a server, you have two choices: host yourself, buy a subscription for the server to be hosted officially for low prices. Also, the more servers that are hosted, the more that the servers cost. That's true. Yeah, you could totally have virtual servers that are just spun up per instance. There's a lot of those like virtual servers that are like $5 a month. How do when video games do private servers, how does that work? That you have to pay for them? I think one of my friends paid for a Valheim server. Okay, so we need to pass in the county data, which we actually have right here. I gotta spell it right. Come on, fingers. So that is easy there. We're assigning this. Oh, we assign it to the top. Let's not do that then. If we'll have a new county data here, and we'll just call it new county data because we're fucking stupid. New county data. What happens if we comment this out? What kind of hell will we bring ourselves? Ooh. This might be a better way to do it, though. So it'd be like $5 a month if it's the first, but if there are like 100 people. I remember I talked to one of the VPS servers people, and it was some like ridiculous a number of servers before they had to reduce it. But how do you get adoption for your chat thing? Like, what is that's better than Discord? Let's say, how do you get people to move from Discord? I wish Joker was here because he mentioned some other. There's a competitor to Discord, and I was like, I've never even heard of this. And oh look, we're grabbing. Oh no, this is the one. And he mentioned that there was this other Discord that is considered better than Discord, but there's no one was on it, so it was hard to get people to join. To get your friends to go over to it because there was no people in it already. You know what I mean? Like it's the what did we call this one? Current. The chicken egg problem. Current. RAM is the thing that's better. It uses less or something. Should be here. Let's do this. We're gonna copy this. Does it? Man, what is it doing right now on mine? I'm gonna look. Well, I guess this isn't gonna show us, but let's look at the task manager and see what Discord's doing. My task manager all fucked up. I decided today I can't hold off. It's only using. I saw it there for a second. Well, it jumped up 400. So I think that will be a hard sell. Because most people don't even know what RAM is. We want this one to be current. And then population creation. So I think I was doing it this way because I thought it was easier. So we'll just make this, we'll fix it. We'll change all this. And we'll probably fuck something up here. We don't want to call it county data though. We want them all to be something unique. Because otherwise Ryder will complain. What are we doing here? Is this a loop? Oh, I see what's going on. You're gonna have to get like some big streamers or something. Single Wings, how's it going? We're talking about Suki's working on like a competitor. I'm paraphrasing. Competitor for Discord. So this one needs create population. We need to pass in. Oh, no, we don't. This one is going through. We just need to put county data here. DAC this needs to pass in this population county data here. And then what is this one? Same thing. Emma, thank you for the follow. I was like, so this is funny. I was like, this person has a female name. They're a spot. And they're a bot. Oh, it's so funny. It's like that they know there's a bunch of horny dorks that that are streamers. What's the term people use now? Gooners, right? Am I using that term right? Spam. You're spam. Selling bullshit. Report. Block the person. Oh, they have they have the anime. The anime. The anime. Whatchamacallit too. Anime icon, the anime woman icon. I get that on since we're talking about Discord. And so hey, why are you still? I thought I deleted all their message. Doesn't matter. So what are you gonna? How are you gonna handle spammers? Oh, the person's gone. Or no. I'm looking to see if there's any. No, they're already go. Oh wait, here's like, look at this. So they're almost all woman's name, anime chick. Like this isn't that bad. Like this isn't like in a day or something. This is, every few days I get one of these. You can see 1 day ago, anime chick. Uh-oh, it says we're bullying. Somebody's bullying. Are you guys bullying somebody? Is it me that you're bullying? Let me go over to this. Am I getting bullied? Allow. Gooner equals pervs in my mind. Maybe is that what it means? I don't know what that shit means. I'm too old. Like I'm out of the loop. It probably is. I just, like I said, I don't know. Let's stay out of the loop. So spammer. So I feel like spammers have ruined junk. So mail, like physical mail, is just spammers. Fucking phone calls. No one answers their phone anymore because it's all just fucking junk mail. You know, it's just junk people fucking calling you for no reason. Spammers. Spammers have ruined email. Like, so I don't check my email anymore. Here, I'm giving the mail. Fuck you, spammers. I don't check my email anymore, my personal emails, because it's just all junk mail. And then if you do, you know, you do need something out of there. You got to dig through all this fucking spam. Like Google, you know, my Gmail account's constantly putting real mail in the wrong spot because it just everything's junk. All you got left is text messaging, like, and then that you still get spam with that. Though I haven't, you know, the election's over. I guess for a while I was getting like tons of like pro-Trump text messages, and it was just crazy. Wait, they started sharing porn in your Discord, like in your private chat, or in your actual, like, do you have a Discord? I didn't even know you had a Discord. I should join it. Yeah, so decentralized is good to a point, except, all right, so we're in a crazy topic. I constantly keep an eye, actually, it's in this. So this is my little chat. I think we're talking about chat stuff. So this is the chat program I use to get YouTube chat. They did both. They were. Was the porn good? It was bad porn. Oh, bummer. So this is like the different things that this links to. So I could do whatever arena is. I could do that. You know, like I could stream to these other ones and get the chat out of there. So I was looking through this one day. I was like, maybe I should stream to some other thing, not Kick, but like, I don't know, something else. And what was one of these? So I went to one of these. It had, because it was a thing I'd never heard of. And I was like, what is that? But it had a interesting name. I can't remember what it was. But anyways, it was a decentralized, like YouTube. PeerTube is what it was. So I was like, we can't actually look at a lot of this, so we have to be very careful here. So I know the homepage is fine. The homepage is not fine. Works well. All right, well, that's down. Anyway, so I went to PeerTube to check it out because I was like, what is this cool decentralized thing? And I clicked on two different people. So they had like a list. So they had a terrible search thing. So you couldn't search for, it just was like a landing page. And it's like, here are some people who used PeerTube. And it was just like a list of people. And so I like kind of scrolled through the list. It wasn't by topic or anything. It was just a list. And, you know, it had like a thumbnail, and it had like obviously the person had filled out a form to get their PeerTube channel to show on this list. And so I was scrolling through the list, and I like looked at two people, their PeerTube channel, and out of the, you know, there was hundreds of people on there, but out of the hundreds, I looked at I keep saying only two people, so one person just had some terrible shit that was just bad. And then the other person, completely racist, just over the person was mentally ill. And it was a woman who was like taunting racists to join her racist OnlyFans. For racists. And it made me not want to use PeerTube. And so this is the problem with the decentralized platform, is that you're gonna get people like that shouldn't be given a platform. The person needed some mental health help. I can't believe we got rid of this so easily. this thing up here, by the way. Like it was just one thing. We'll get rid of it completely. We gotta run it now and see what happens here. This can be made private, not yet. But so that's the kind of the problem with a decentralized, that there's no moderation at all, and you're gonna want moderation to a point, right? Decentralized, since DMs are centralized, but servers like Discord aren't, and you need to connect them. But yeah, so there's no like centralized link between them all, where you can look up other Discords. How do you look up? So whenever I look for a Discord, there isn't a Discord like central thing. I always just go like whatever, Tarkov Discord, and then there it is. That's what I do. But there isn't like a, right? Oh, so you can kind of look for LimeWire. Has 2 million members. Is LimeWire back in action? Is that how we pirate these days? I wouldn't want to know about that. So yeah, this is actually kind of how that list was. This is very similar to that list on PeerTube. Web 3.0? Are we on Web 3.0? All right. So did we run this? We did. We did. Did we get any bugs? Because it would have happened immediately. We didn't. So I think we're safe with those minor changes I just did. Do we have 21 people? Are the people, do they exist? All right, that exists. So Suki, you have assigned yourself a monumental task. I hope that you are successful, because that is a lot of work. But it could, like Discord can be better. You know what I mean? Like, we were talking about monetization also, Single Wings. How do you make money? Because you got to make money to host things, especially if you have to host servers. Like, that's one of the key ingredients of multiplayer is you got to have some server. I think it was Critter was hoping that he was going to make money off streaming enough to host servers. Do you have a virtual server? Or do you have a server at your house or work? Sneak it in. I gotta change my music because it is stopped that you guys can't hear. Can't hear the music. Nice. You got a home server. You have a home lab. Same about give out the code and let others provision and pay and connect to the. How much? What are you thinking about charging, Single Winks? Because that's what we were talking about. Like, you can get a virtual server for $5. It's not a very good one, obviously. It's Linux too, of course. Windows one is much more expensive. At least that's the last time I looked. All right, so back to what we were doing here. We want to, in our story, no, it was the banker, add people to the county. So we're going to pass in this story event. We're going to, now that we added this thing, what was it? County population generation? Was that not what it was called? Oh, it's just straight population generation. Oh, they would do their own thing. Would there be a master list like we were talking about? What type of server do you have at your house, Suki? You don't have to tell me. What's its admin password? What's the username for the admin? You used admin, right? I'm kidding. Come on. County. We need to pass in the county. What else do we need to pass in here? Um, oh, dot instance dot generate population. We need to pass in. This is called population generation. Generate population. Shut up. 600. That's nice. Do you have raids? A raid set up? Well, I was just talking about this with my coworker. I was explaining what a raid does. False. And then we'll do story event reward amount. So that will give us an exact amount. What's your fucking problem? Oh, I know what your problem is. There we go. But what we want to actually do here is we want to have a random number, I think. Can we do... I think we can do random... It's not random, it's like we have to do like a new... Do we have a random in here? We do not. We got to do like a random new random equals new, and then we go, what's your problem? Then we go it'd be essentially something along the lines of blockchain where IDs are passed through master ledger if they want to be included. Searchable on the web, or I'll keep going back to this, or just like searchable through that we need a new we need a random.next, and then we're gonna go like, can we do half? I would like to do half. Can I do that? Oh. So I think this should be random between minimum value is the half and the max value. Let's put some notes in here. Okay, so this will generate population, and assign it to the county that is in the story event. It will randomly generate between half the story event reward and the story event reward. I mean, that's what the code says. You probably want to set the seed on that random in case you make multiple calls at the same time. Ragathan, how's it going? Does that matter? I've never heard of that. You can be searchable via public. You can create an API that exposes the name and the ID. This is based on the server. Serious? No. Really? Random seed. But that would have to be like the same split second. So what do? Like put a random seed inside the random thing? Oh, wait. Emma Thompson has returned to get banned again. There's a shared random. You can ask to you can use to ask for a seed. I wonder what if the banning caused the bot to break. I think it's static. Sorry, I gotta ban this person. Likely, it banned them. It restricted them. It restricted them automatically. You guys can't see their posts because it. So the first Emma was Emma Thompson 99, and this one's Emma Thompson 460, and it's the same post. So I think I broke the bot when I banned it immediately before I banned it so fast. It wasn't that fast. Spam. Selling art. That's what they're doing, right? Block the user. Ban them. Usually that deletes their messages too, but you guys can't even see their messages, so. I was saying to somebody else in a stream, there was like I was watching another streamer and there was someone being kind of a jerk. And I was like, I would have fucking banned that person already. Someone lulled me once and I just fucking banned him. They lulled at me. I'm not gonna worry about the random thing. It's not I don't think it matters that much. Initially, I knew into the random class using default seed. I used to play D&D with this guy, Ragathan. I used to play D&D with this guy, and we were using Foundry's virtual tabletop, and he was very upset about the randomness of virtual tabletop, Foundry virtual tabletop. And he would always be saying like it's not random enough, and we were always like looking at the randomness for him, and it was like I read about it like the what virtual tabletop, because it's like you're rolling 1d20 all the time and stuff. So we need to now test this, I suppose. Was it really that quick? Oh, I want to take a break too. That's crazy that their bot is so. I should have looked at that Emma Thompson 460, see how old that account was. Let's see here. So we need to explore enough. Meisner twist. I don't even know what that is. Now I gotta look at it. Let's do this explorer then. Okay, so this is what we wanted, except it's broken, obviously. Oh, we're gonna have to fix this. This is only set up to work with 2 things, and we don't have a good in there or an improvement name. So it's, yeah. But even though this is not null, this should be. Did I not put this as null? I thought I did. Let me look at this, then I'm going to take a quick break. It's like the Ferrari. Like how that feeling you get when you're rolling and you keep rolling like shit? He took it personally. And me and my friend have been playing BattleTech, and like we've had whole battles where we're rolling so terribly, like it's just out of control. And that's happening where we started taking it personally because it was like, what the fuck, game? Joker, how's it going? Joker, what was that? Long time ago, you mentioned to me there was a Discord competitor, and you said, and you like sent me a link to it, and I looked at it, and I said, why don't people use this? And you were like, because there's nobody on here. Yeah, so we have this set up wrong. That's for that title thing. But we'll fix that real quick. But I'm gonna well, it might not be real quick. But I'm gonna go take a quick break. Let me put in my gilded. You need a Roblox count. That's a strange requirement. What? All right, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be back in less than 5 minutes. All right, I'm back, and it dawned on me why the Emma person came back. So they follow, right? The spammers follow. They probably have a loop. They go through all the people streaming, and they follow them. And then they if they're already following, they don't do it. But since I banned her, the next loop got me because it looked like she wasn't following. She it. Uh, yeah, I was just complaining that the internet is just bots. What was this thing called? The miser, the Mercini Twister. That's a C plus. Or it looked like it had it in C plus. Oh no, not another one of these. It's a pseudo random number in 1997. Uh, the most commonly used. Yeah, this is too much math for me, which I guess would make sense. Saving resources and encrypting resources. Oh, nice. That will be. I want to look at that. I want to see that. I actually, I always complain that I never get suggestions of people that I know, and I actually got a suggestion of yours about the callables today. And I still haven't watched that because I need to. So let's figure out what this thing does here, because I don't remember. Here, we'll just copy the whole line. And then we'll ask ChatGPT, because ChatGPT, I think, wrote that. Now, or it was one of those things. What is this? What does this do? Ternary. Weren't we talking? That means Squidward is talking about ternary. Yeah, returns a string based on reward good is null or not. If it's not null, if it is null, okay. I need it to return something if they are both null. Ternary. Oh, we just turn it into an if else? Or use a single line. But this just looks like gibberish to me. Let's go back to this thing, because at least I can understand it. I had a feeling this was gonna do me in here. Okay. If this is equal to null, return this thing. If this is equal, else if this is equal to null, else we want to return where is this going? Good or improvement reward. Well, that doesn't work. This is good, improvement, or people reward. Where is it saying this? Oh, we can't see it because it croaked. It's probably right down here. So are you on that Gilded site still? I think you told me that it took a Roblox thing. How big is Roblox? Roblox user base. 85 million active users. Oh, yeah, a day. That's big. Yeah, that one guy in my chat is making a game in Roblox. On my Discord. It's not searchable. So this we could just say people. The reward is possible new. This isn't going to work. I need to open up my thing. GOG has been running every time I restart, and I have it turned off in the task manager and in what did we call this thing? I gotta look over here. And in its settings. We don't have a translation thing, so this will be a phrase. We'll do a phrase. Unless we have a word people, we could just say people. Population, we can just do word population. That's good enough for what we're doing right now. Okay, try again. What did we forget here? Oh. Why are you grayed out? Code is unreachable. If the reward is not equal to null, do this. Else if this is not equal to null. Oh. Oh. I don't think this is going to work, though. I think we need to go $. We need to do it like this. Get out of here. We need more squigs. Yeah, I think it's got to be like that. All right, I got to skip this song that you guys can't hear. Suicidal Tendencies is now playing, and you guys can't hear. Yeah, competitor to Discord. Like I said, I'm not what do you guys think about Discord? I see the biggest issue is the fact that it's not searchable on the internet. So you got to log in to get support. We'll take the junk back home. Did that work? Take everything. I think the upper bar has to be updated. Take the valuables. Come on. We just need that one thing. Found survivors. Invite the people back to the settlement. Okay, that actually worked. We got 5 people, and here they all are. Well, now we got to look at them, make sure there's nothing weird with them. But I think we're using this. I know we're using the same code as generating. 4.5 is translation thing for your game player now. So you can just use a drop down and just change the language on the fly. You mean like a node or something? This looks right. This is see if this works. I'm skeptical because it was too easy. Found a lumberjack station. Found some wood. Pause the game. Did we get our lumberjack station? We did, and there's nobody working here. It has goods produced per day without bonus is none. And input is none. Let's let a day pass here. Input goods is none. Is that what this is, though? I thought we added improvised lumberjack station. Oh, right, we did that. I wonder why nobody's working here. What does it say these people? They're all scavenging. Oh, I got what you mean. That's cool. Yeah, so you can just change it on the fly? Like up here somewhere? Yeah, no, that's cool. Why aren't these people working? Input goods is none. Oh, we have 0 of 0. Wait, what? Did a day pass? Now a day has definitely passed. They're still not working here. Do we have something? What would stop them? Because last time when we figured out it was just that like they didn't have any input goods or something like that. There wasn't enough input goods. We have no output goods. I wonder if we have a thing in here. If there's no output goods, you don't work. No one works there. I bet you we do. Because what's the point of them working there? So let's put it. Let's add something to the lumberjack station. Settings to change. Oh, that's how Writer does it. I don't have one right here, but I guess I could. You know, if you do not equals, it changes it. Whoops. It's there. You just can't see it. Yeah, like that. So let's go to the lumberjack station and add an output good. I think that's probably what's happening, but let's just double check. We put in, for some reason it's at that 10,000 canned goods to, so we need an output good of wood. And then we need this value to be, what are we, a new production data? And then we need, I thought we did this. Maybe we didn't. And it's the work cost that we need to adjust. And I think the other one's 5. Yeah, this is why I thought we already did this. Improvised. Improvised is the work cost is 3. So we actually want it to be less. This is a better one. So we want this to be, oh, I didn't hit whatchamacallit, wood, and then new production data. Then this should be work amount of 2. I probably didn't click add key pair. That's my thing I always forget to do. Work cost, not work amount. Work cost. 2. Get the fuck out of here. It's off by default. Do you like the single character thing, right? Well, I guess it's not a single character, but so we need to explore until we get that building again. This is not what we were working on. We don't want those. We'll take it for later. Man. We got 50 bucks. Here we go. Oh, look, that thing kicked on its own. I forgot to even check that. Goods produced yesterday. We're going to make 0 of 2? I feel like that's wrong. What does this one make? Oh, because there's less people that can work here. No, it's the same amount. Well, let's see what happens. I don't know why this is such a pain where people constantly are not working. Like, so this is back to 0 of 0. That needs to be changed. I don't know why that's happening. It should default to the most. Yeah, people still aren't working here. Wonder why. Yeah, instead of it taking up extra line space, especially since everyone wants me to zoom in, you know, you know, I don't know where it says the zoom percentage on this one. On Visual Studio, it says it over here. Okay, so why aren't these people working? He has a thing. Let's click that and see what happens. I'm just curious. So he's on work. I think it's supposed to show where he's working, but he's not working anywhere. I wonder if this has something to do with how we added it. It should be in the completed, and there's no input goods. Will they work anywhere? They're not working here either. Why does this keep happening? Okay. And this one defaulted to the right amount. I don't even know. input goods, you would have to have these ones. Okay, so for this one, it makes sense because these guys, we don't have this stuff. We don't have paper, iron, or whatever. So that one makes sense. I think the research office we need to look into again. So what about this guy? We have this. It has 0 input goods. Well, how did this thing get constructed if no one worked there? So this one, there's 2 people working to create that thing. Oh man. So they'll build it. Smith, how's it going? I'm doing good. Aliens? Man, somehow I must have looked at like the UFO subreddit at some point. Okay, this one's done. And now I get suggestions for UFO stuff all the time. And it's kind of dumb. Okay, where is our improvised lumberjack station? There it is. Why have you broken again? Why is no one... Smith, thank you for the follow. Is this my passion? I don't know, man. I don't know if it's a passion. I guess it's a passion project. Yeah, why is nobody working? Where am I from? I'm in Oregon, U.S. Where are you from? So what has happened here? Let's look again. The lumberjack station has no inputs. The improvised lumberjack station has no inputs. So it should just be producing these. What if we put in, for the improvised lumberjack station, what if are we getting any bugs now? Let's see here. Now we've moved into like the more effective things here. I forgot that they do the ask where you're from thing. Burp, burp, burp. Selling artwork. You gotta be on top of these. You know, I slacked for a minute. Oh my god, they got the anime chick. I slacked for a minute. I let my guard down for 2 seconds. And that's what happens. Two seconds I let my guard down. Smash. I was in some chat with someone who was playing Arena Breakout, and it was like his first stream, and he was also getting flooded with bots, and everyone in chat was like, because he was being really nice to the bots, and everyone in chat was like, they're bots, just fucking ban them. Okay, they weren't saying fucking, but okay, so this is the problem. We must have changed a thing again. I'm glad I just accidentally glanced at that. This is the problem, is their resources are off again. Yeah, and I used to do that when I was new, too. It's not like it's a... none. I can't remember. I was thinking about this last time. You got to put in a storage type. Maybe it's supposed to be none for that one. So we have fish and food. We must have added in see, this is what I'm talking about with the more of these we put in. Garden. What the fuck? What am I looking for here? We want resource types. See, gardens on iron ore. The garden's supposed to put out vegetables. How did iron ore get in there? Why is it off so much? We have no way to get iron ore, by the way. Storage. So this is the problem: is storage perishable? No one works there. So I wonder if that should be. I can't remember for warehouses what we're supposed to do. This song I'm listening to is bad. You guys can't hear it, so you're lucky. This should be wood, and it is a building material. And this should be wood. See, I built those two things. This should be research. None. That should be none, and this should be research. And scouting equipment should be scouting equipment, obviously. Where the fuck is our shit? Resource type. It's not fish. Scouting equipment workshop. Iron. I guess that is a way, you know, to get your iron. Okay, so let's try this again. Let's build something. We'll just build something first. We'll explore as well. We'll do both. Improvise. We don't have enough remnants. You son of a bitch. Okay, a garden. Its inputs are too high. Why do we have so much wood on this? Fishing shed has no inputs, no construction cost. Max work 5. Then we'll put you on Explorer. We'll run you here. This is done. There's 5 people working here. That looks right. Let's put this dude on. Now, we'll test this other thing first. He sucks at exploration, of course. We'll collect the wood. We'll collect the remnants. I feel like we are not getting enough remnants from our... We should have like 300. Just look how fast it's going down, and it's not going up here. Are these not like, oh, we're using the remnants. What the fuck? Find the people. You're terrible at your job, Deborah Wood. Just terrible at your fucking job. Okay, so we're going to take control of the lumberjack station. We found some money. And then we're going to look at this. So there's still nobody working here yet. Oh, because it's at 0, 0. So I wonder how we fix that. I wonder if I had a thing that like set it to max. It's a weird... Yeah, now they're working. Okay, so we got to fix... This isn't... When you get a new lumberjack station, it shouldn't be set to 0. Where the fuck was that? Was that the banker? That we were doing that shit too? Did we forget to add in a new... See, this is the thing that it was hitting, was this one. Where did we do that? I guess we got to go back through the rewards. So we had county improvement completed. We're just adding this county improvement. We're making a new copy of the county reward. This is just dragged and dropped in there. And that number is called what? Do these other county improvements have that, like, max workers. This is the adjusted max workers is set to 0. Where was that? Construction cost. Yeah, so this is, wonder why those other ones were set. So when we were adding them, we must have set that. You know, I didn't check this. Lucky, how's it going? How did I spend my Father's Day? I'm not a father. So I called my dad. And said hi to him, and he was actually he's one of those people that doesn't talk much, and he actually was pretty talkative. Are you a father? Is everyone a father? All of chat, tell me if you're a father. Yeah, so I call my dad, but that's it. Don't have a dad. I'm not a father. Wow. So how was your Father's Day then? Man, I'm actually quite happy that I don't have any kids. Where did I step on that kid? Oh, when I went to that wedding, there was this kid. It was probably like 8, and it just like it's like my cat. My cat's always trying to run underneath my feet, and this kid tried to run underneath my feet while I was standing still. So I was standing still, and a kid tried to squirm its way underneath my feet, and so I stepped on it. And I was just like, just every time I interact with children, I'm like, yeah, I'm so glad I don't have kids. It was fine. It was fine. So, how do we do this in the past? So we have that one checkbox that is called, that's under research though, because we could just jam some code in here and make it work, but I think I want to look at why it's, when a construction is completed, what we do to it. So I think what we can do, I don't know why this thing's open, is we can actually go to that. I did. That was the thing. It's actually it's just like we were talking about the other day. I should step on more of them. The thing is, like, I don't do it with this cat so much because the cat I have is an independent outdoor cat. Even though it was vomiting, it vomited yesterday all over the place. I never heard my cat make this noise. I was sitting down here. I was in a work meeting, and I was like, excuse me, my cat made a weird noise. I gotta go. And so he was vomiting everywhere. But like, when I still do worry about it. Like, I worry that a coyote is gonna get it and stuff. But imagine if that was my kid. I'd just be worried all the time. Like, that sounds terrible. And then what if your kid grows up to be a piece of shit? Like, no matter what you do. I was saying that, so one of my friends who has kids asked me, she's like, do you still not want kids? And I was like, no. And I said that, like, what happens if your kid grows up to be a piece of shit? And she's like, well, that's what you're supposed to be training them, you know? Like, you're supposed to be teaching them not to be pieces of shit. And I was like, yeah, but what happens if you do everything right, but it still comes out to be a piece of shit? You know, like, there's so many reasons. That's the drain. Man. I ran into so I have this friend that I run into, like, we never call each other, we never talk or anything, but I run into her in Portland all the time. And I ran into her again, but it had been like years because she didn't have kids the last time I ran into her. But she had a kid that was like, you know, this tall. I don't know. 5? 15? I don't know. What was I going to say about her kid? Oh, and her kid was ugly. What I mean is, like, oh my God, I looked at her kid and I was like, oh my God, that kid's going to get so destroyed when he goes to school. And like, that would make me so sad every day if I knew my kid was going to go to school and get destroyed by other kids. You know what I mean? Like, just made fun of and stuff. And it just like, so glad I don't have any kids. It becomes my responsibility to take them down. Oh, right. We joked about that. You know, when your baby's trying to learn how to walk, you just keep pushing it down so that you break its will. Obviously, yes. I don't do that. I wonder if we have this completed thing in here. Set county improvement complete. So add research office, add county, here we are. Add improvement store, no. Status, all daily work amount at improvement completed equals 0. Why would we do that? All we do is we set it to producing. This could have been an if else, but I think we will add more types. That's not a very helpful summary. Okay, so we get the storage type. Wait, did we set these right? For this storage thing? Okay, so this one says storage. What does this one say? Standard? 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 This should be research. And this should be something. Standard, all right. We set its status to producing. Wonder why we do that. Set county improvement complete. What does this actually do, though? Okay. So, check if county improvements are done. I just had a thought. What was that thing we set to 0? Did I put like a getter setter in here and then it if that's set to 0, where the fuck was that thing? So county improvement sets county improvement status to complete. Let's look at check if county improvements are done. Okay, so it goes through, and this is in the county where it goes through like every day it does this. So this sets this and it's all daily work amount at improvement complete equals 0. If this does what I think it does, wait. Yeah, if this does what I think it does, wait, what? Yeah. All, that didn't work. I want to jump up to this. Okay, it does not do what I think it did. I was thinking this is like, or this was a, why would we set this to, oh, okay, all right, I know why we did that. Okay, so let's go back down to that thing, wherever the fuck it was, and put a note in here so I don't have to go through this again. Where was that? All daily work amount at, I don't feel like we really need to do that, but maybe there was some reason we were doing that. Like, shouldn't this always be 0? Daily, all daily. Here, let's copy this thing. To 0 for some reason. And then we set this to producing. Wonder why we do that. This shouldn't be that produce. Whoops. I know that. Come on. Now I'm doing the wrong search in the wrong time. Producing. County improvements. So we have a case over here. If it's on producing, check for, what is this shit? I can't remember any of this crap. Under update construction status. Check for max workers. What do you do? If county improvement max workers is greater than 0. Okay. It is. So you know, one of the it's funny that you mentioned that, because I often feel like when they in sci-fi movies they pick the wrong person to try to decipher stuff. I think they should pick like a coder that's read a lot of science fiction, so that to decipher. I'm not talking about code, but just puzzles and things. Because it's always like, you know, a linguist or something. And it's like, you would have better luck with somebody who is thinking about puzzles in like a different, because it's always, you know, the puzzle usually isn't that hard in the sci-fi movies, but they have some, oh, well, it's a code, you know, a cryptographer or something. Okay, so this generate output goods. So in this particular spot where I have this running, I don't think this thing, let's look. So which one did we get? We got this lumberjack station. We're going to look in the remote and see if we can see this thing, because I'm curious what its status is. Its status is probably none. I mean, where do we even set that anywhere in here? So this is in Portland. County data. This is going to be under, oh, we can't go this way. We got to go this way. We got to go to the shipbirds. We got to go to the faction data. We got to go to all, nope. We got to go to counties, factions owned, and then Portland is the first one, I think. Yep. And then we got to go to completed, and then we got to go to, was it the first one? It is the second one. I don't know why I keep closing that. The second one. And then where would we see this thing? Number built 0. Work skill. What? Work skill? What is that in there for? Adjusted max workers. So this is where that's already set to 3. Do we have status is 2? What? County improvement status is 2. Is producing. So somewhere at some point it sets that to producing. I don't know when, but it looks like I did check that. This stupid fucking cord. Now I'm standing on it. I'm going to tear out this cord one day on accident. I think this morning I decided I need to buy a new computer. I know I keep talking about it, but I think I really got to do it. Maybe I'll buy a new headset when I pay for the ridiculous amount for the new computer, whatever I'm going to get. Okay, so where are we setting? I wonder if it's a getter setter. I bet you the adjusted one is... We can search for adjust number of builders. No, that's different. So, yeah, this is just like a straight variable. We must be setting adjusted max workers. Property name, adjusted max workers. Remaining workers slots, research. Okay, wait. Okay, here's where we're setting it. It's when the research is getting done. So basically, how I have it set up is when the game runs, it checks if there's a checkbox on your research so that we can, for testing on research, wherever our research is. So on these items, it has this checkbox, and if it checks at the beginning of the game when I hit play, it goes through all of the research items for each faction, and if it has that checkbox, it goes through and it does this stuff, and it sets this. So this needs to be somewhere else. The problem, I should make it its own method, but I'm not going to. We'll do this. We'll do county improvement data, found county improvements equals, I need this. We'll get back to that. Cut, paste, semicolon. This will now be, well, yeah, I should just make this a method. Why don't I want to just make this a method right now? We got it. We missed something here. We need that. And this is going to be here, 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 here. And then we're going to add found county improvements to there. Physics, chemistry, and math. Do you have any do you have any general tips or something, or any Twitch viewers who is good at? Do you have any tips for studying? So I read a thing a long time ago. So whatever state you're in when you're studying, you're supposed to take the test in. So if you're drunk when you're studying, you're supposed to be drunk when you take the test. So if you're high, you need to get high before the test. I guess it improves your chances if you're in the same state. Mental state, not physical state. If you're in Alabama, you got to take the test in Alabama. All right. Are you allowed to bring a cheat sheet? I'm pretty good with cheat sheets where, you get like a page of notes. I make them small. I like organize things. But I haven't had to take a test in a long time, except for that test for my job. But that was a take-home test, so that doesn't even count. All right, so let's do this one more time. Hopefully we haven't accidentally fucked something up here. Physics, chemistry. What is physics, chemistry? Let's see here. We want you to explore. We'll build our fisher shed. So if you didn't study, you shouldn't give the test. No cheat sheets in the lab, but you can study to the last second before. Oh, those are oh. I was like, I was trying to think of like how chemistry and physics would work together. I mean, there's definitely, they would work together, but um, man, you had 3 tests all in one day? Holy shit. Wait, on a weekend? So we got him exploring. We built the Fisher shed. Let's just double check that there's people here. They're going to produce 60 fish. That's in one day. So this should change. It didn't change a bunch, but they are eating the fish. I feel like those remnants didn't show up, but we already checked. 40 remnants. I took 50 because they take it after the event. Money. That did go up. So we're on remnants again. So this is 109. Oh, we're back to this thing again, where I keep thinking we're not getting the goods, but we're actually just maxing out our storage. And as we've been adding goods, we have our storage is too low. So it's even less. We started with 1,000. We might want to change that to like 2,000. We're gonna have that problem though. The problem being is I'll change it here, but it's actually changed over here. There's, what was the other thing? That no air resistance? That's always like the assumption. Let's assume there's no air resistance for any like I don't want to say physics, but any of that type of math. Calculate structure of atom in quadratics, 20 questions each, 1 hour each, says test, not an exam. The test is online, that's why it's on it. Can you do it from your house, the online test, or do you have to go to a school? Do you have to log into one of those question answering Windows accounts? I had to help my coworker do that. This is the only reason why I know it exists. Yeah, we got to fix this globals thing, and I gotta make a new policy for myself that I do this in only one spot, and I think it should probably be the code, honestly. All right, you're on Explore. What did we check? You're working. We still haven't found the thing though. The correct thing. And that did go up. Here we go. Take control of the lumberjack station. And there's the thing we wanted. We also updated the builders, but we don't need that. But I figured, what the fuck if we're there. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow unless something catastrophic happens. And so is that normal where you get 3 in one day? I know we have to see if they actually... Oh, they already are starting to work here. So that is also... Let's make sure that this looks right, too. So we have 4, 5, and then the 3 lumberjack people. Let's put this ding-dong on work, Jessica Perez, and see what happens. So this should... Whoops. This should have booted someone from something. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they are working at this. So the work thing was right earlier when I was like, why does it just say work? It's because there was no place. They were set to work, but there was no place for them to work because of they were set to the wrong things. And then we have the lumberjack stations. So that is all working. I guess we fixed everything. I'm shocked that that was so easy. I mean, that was a fix for a different problem, but I was shocked that adding the people was so easy. I guess we should test it one more time, and we haven't gotten that yet. So let's put you back on Explore. Here's not what we wanted. I do feel like we're really burning through the remnants, though. We probably should put in here that if there isn't enough storage for this stuff, then they shouldn't be scavenging it. Because, oh, this didn't work. Oh, I didn't restart. I feel like we already have that check. Wait, we didn't get the people. We have too many events. We have two, so I have it set really low for the number of events you get. And so we already put in enough events where when it randomly generates the events, we didn't get the person one. So I guess that was a good test though. So we didn't get here we go. And we got a different number that time. The first time we got 5, and that time we got 7. So let's see here. Do I have a note? Okay, and that thing didn't work. If there's no storage, I'm going to put a note in somewhere in here. Probably under county improvements. Whoa. It's got to always jump around. No, let's do population AI. Yeah, this is where it should be. If there isn't any storage, then, and I feel like we already did this, but maybe we didn't, then the storage for remnants or food, then the population shouldn't scavenge for that resource. Ugh, that good. Well, now I don't know what we're gonna do. It was we completed things too quickly. All right, this is done. We have the one found thing. We're not going to do dangerous animals bandits yet because that's going to require something else. Right? Yeah, we have to fix how combat works. Combat works, but I don't like it. So we want, and also you don't take any damage. You just take morale damage. And so we wanted to update that now that we have the ability for the hero to bring people around with him and stuff. So we'll hold off on that, but I think we're pretty close. Let's move this over because we are going to get to this. So I'm very eager to get to saving and loading because it's going to cause a bunch of issues. We want to go to county AI. No, do we have like a hero AI? I don't think we do. We have a faction AI. Yeah, we'll put this in here. We already have exploration in there, so that's kind of a duplicate, but whatever. We'll put this in the next round because I originally wanted to spend a bunch of time on these story events, but then it dawned on me that if we make changes to things, which we're gonna do in the future, it's gonna break all those story events. So the less we need to have just enough to do the testing basically, and we've done that. So we're actually kind of done with this part. List of random events 3. This is actually done. There's a Poke name called Mouse Hold, which is just a family of 4. Their unique Pokemon move is called Population Bomb, where the parent throw at the enemy. If it can hit the enemy 10 times, 10 babies will hurt. I don't, I played that. What's the Pokemon? Is it a Pokemon thing where you go outside? You have to leave your house? What was that thing? It was all the rage for 16 minutes. What is that thing? You guys know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about. This is done. And then that's about it, all I know about. And I know, like what's the famous Pokemon? Pikachu, no. Pokemon Go, yeah. I wonder if that's still on my phone. No, I got a new phone. Change it so that I don't want to do that. Story events, this is dragged over here because we kind of changed how things doing. It was an inside hero, so we can put this all the way down at the bottom. Come on. To right here. And we'll put this to the next round because I just don't want to do it right now. It does, yeah. So this is their version of Trello. It doesn't work all that great. There's another view you can do so that there's that back to Discord. There's that Princes of Darkness mod for CK3. It's a really good mod if you haven't checked that. It's for vampire stuff. I did an interview with the mod team there. I can't remember the guy's name, but he sent me like some screenshots of their GitHub, and he had this view, but then he also had like this other view that because you can set up different views and stuff. I think his was roadmap view. Yeah, and like they had it all color coded and shit. It looks amazing. So you can do all these different views and stuff. Can I delete this view? But it doesn't work all that great. But this, once again, could be my computer. Get out of here. Because this computer is really on its last leg. So I guess we could do these crappy things that I didn't want to do. And I know what we want to do with this. So this is going to be for saving. I got to update my music. My music stopped. So yeah, okay. So use remnants of construction. For some reason, we didn't do that, and it dawned on me we need to do that because I think I made some executive decision, as they call it, and it was the wrong executive decision. So basically, what that is when we go, it currently, we don't have anything built. We need an input. This one will work. So we need this thing to be built. Now it's done. So we don't have any, we can, so the idea behind this is, once again, this post-apocalyptic, remnants are like leftovers of the old world, and these items are replaceable with remnants. So you're finding, like, if you need iron, you're finding whatever, old silverware or something. And so the idea is that silverware is probably like the worst example. So glass, you're finding mirrors, you're finding windows, paper, you're finding like a notebook, and wood, you're just finding wood laying around, kitchen tables. So the idea is that you could use the remnants instead of these items at the beginning of. So the beginning of the game, you're gonna have a ton of remnants, but as you kind of strip the world of remnants, so I'm trying to make it kind of like in a graph type of look. You guys can't see my arm. It's behind the thing. In a graph, you would start out and you're going to have all this stuff, but as time passes, it's going to go down and you're going to have to kick into producing those items, and then it's going to go back up as you produce the items, right? But you're not going to have all the items to be able to produce things, so you're going to have to go to war with your neighbors to get those resources, the goods. What was the thing? I don't remember. Was that it? I think, is the clip still there? Wait, was it a clip? I don't remember. But so that's the idea behind this. And I originally, yeah, like on a line graph, you know, it goes like that. They have you gotta get to your lowest point before you start going up. So originally, I think it was a pain. So I didn't want to do. Here, this will be a good example. Well, except it's remnants. I think it was a pain in my ass, so I didn't want to put in the checkbox for use remnants. But it dawned on me that as we were fucking around with this the other day, that we do need to have. It definitely needs to have this because you later on, like let's say you're building. You build a bunch of stuff and then you get to researchers. You hold off on researchers' office, let's say, and the construction items are paper, wood, iron, glass, right? But you don't have any of that. You still need to use remnants. But let's say you hold off too long and you don't have enough remnants anymore, then you need to go to war for that. So or trade for it. So we definitely need to have that ability to check box those. So I can't remember if I didn't want to do that because I was just lazy or if there's a reason. So let's see here. We're done with this stuff for now. So we also have to make the use remnants work. Let's fix these things while we're here. What's your problem? Oh, there's like what is going on here? Why are you grayed out? It's never used. This is like what we're looking at, or this is like what we're doing right now, and there's a problem with it. What is this? We're going to ask ChatGPT what this is. What does this one do? Good data is the event handler receives one argument, though it isn't used in the body. So can I just get rid of that thing? It calls this. Can I just delete this shit then? Toggled. Good data is likely the bool value sent by the toggled event, but is ignored here. Instead of using that parameter, it rereads the check state. If you want to make it you could write, can I just get rid of this thing? Because I can just copy this. See, this is the problem with looking at old code is you run into all sorts of weird shit. Well, but it's not using that either. It probably wrote this thing. Get rid of the bool toggled part. Doesn't understand what the fuck I'm talking about. You need a placeholder. Oh, that's what's going on. There has to be a placeholder. Whatever. What is this crap? Oh, this is the same thing. Oh, now it just told... All right. What do you want here? Redundant. Yeah, I do that a lot, I noticed. Whatever. Who cares? Let's fix these real quick. Actually, I don't remember. Oh, this is what we're going to do. We're actually going to work on this right now. So I commented out. I probably just didn't want to do it. I probably got tired of it. Renamed or what? Typo in the word construction. Construction. Sometimes it's because my spelling's so bad. I have to just use my muscle memory. That's what I just did. Is I don't actually know how to use that and spell that word, but I mean I do, but come on. I thought you were going to give me a suggestion. You just want a capital B. Right? Yeah. Construction is spelled wrong here as well. You motherfucker. I'm talking to my past self. Construction. Because now, go away. Because we changed that. Where is this? County Improvement Panel. I dragged and dropped that in there. County Improvement Panel something. Panel container. You almost done here. Yeah, I think I just got to buy a new computer. My computer, it's like literally on its last leg. The one way I could save it is reformat Windows, but at that point I might as well just buy a new computer. I know I've been saying that a bunch, but I think we're there. It's going to be expensive. No, panel, what was this thing called? County Improvement Panel Container. Oh, is that it? I was thinking this is we were instantiating something, but no. Oh, maybe we are. County Improvement Panel Container. It is a scene. Have I considered? I was just talking with somebody at my work about this. He said he was using Arch Linux, and I was like, what is the difference between Arch Linux and normal Linux? And he didn't know. And I didn't care enough to look it up. No, so I play a lot of video games. I know that like Steam works with Linux now. The ethical thing to do would be to use Linux. I should back up all my yammering, all my talk. We gotta find where this thing is. Oh, we put this back in, so adjust. Oh, we renamed that one too. I was like, wait, we did that? Right, I guess that's true. The last one I installed was Mint and Debian. I've used a bunch. No, I don't. I actually don't think using Linux is normal. Arc is for people who want to look down and Ubuntu. I just don't know what like why. Like what is it? Why is it different? Is it just another version of Linux? I've always felt for some reason like it's a different something else is going on there that I don't know about. But I do have a Mint box that I haven't turned on in forever. I've used Ubuntu. I've used Debian a little bit. It would be like I said, the ethical maneuver here. You know what? It's gonna be easier to find these. I think if I go. Oh, we took out that thing. I deleted it. All right. Well, maybe it looked bad and I was just tired of it. Adjust max workers adjustable max builders box. Under construction label. Okay. Server admins. He said that his uncle or something gave him a free computer but he said that he had to use Arch Linux. All right, we need to add this checkbox back in. So these things, though, are actually instantiated elsewhere. So maybe we should have just deleted that line because these are instantiated as. So when this thing appears, it instantiates the construction goods and stuff. It puts them in down here. So let's see how this is somewhat old. Looks like I jammed everything into this one script, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I was just curious if I updated the translation on there. So let's see here. This let's see how we're instantiating this. Generate output goods, generate input goods. How are we generating our construction goods? Generate construction goods cost. I know, did you guys use Linux? Do you play video games? Do you use the only command line on Linux? Check for goods for column. Check for goods for columns. Oh, right. So we set this, we set the columns. So these columns, so there can be like 2 columns instead of, if it's just one, we wanted 1 column. So it doesn't have, so this looks, that's what this thing does. And then for each key value pair good int in goods construction cost, we are not instantiating these things at, where it's probably right in here. Add construction panel. We're taking the good data, we're instantiating this. So what is this thing called? The good panel container. I would like to see the good panel container. Here we go. I had it, I think it was on, no, you know what? I'm pointing to my other computer. I have a laptop. And I have a laptop over there that's pretty old now. It's from 2017. It still works pretty good. It was like a ROG Republic of Gamers laptop, but I had the Linux subsystem installed in there for some reason. I was messing around with what's the thing that you guys all love? Chat loves JavaScript. I was messing around with JavaScript. We aren't using this right now, but it's quite possible using it. Only produce. I don't remember what this does. Oh, I think I remember what we were going to use for this. Okay, so the idea behind this, I'm going to put this in here just so this would be used for if the county improvement has multiple goods it produces, and we want to let the player select only some of the goods to produce. Yeah, so earlier I was talking about with VPNs, it's our VPSs. It's always cheaper. The Linux ones are way cheaper. I used to know all the stuff. I haven't done it in a long time, but all the, you gotta, like, when you run a VPS the first time, you gotta go in and like update it. That's no big deal. But then you gotta like harden it against attacks, and I think that's no big deal, but I can't remember. And I was like, man, if I do, because I have a game that I've been messing with a little bit that I'm setting up to be hosted on Linux, like a headless version of it, because it's cheap. It's like $5 for a shitty VPS, and then but I also was like trying to remember like the steps. You gotta like turn off some ports, and I don't know. I guess, yeah, sure, some. So we are using this in the construction as well. I think I just was being lazy. You run it on like an actual physical computer in this day and age? So I don't know why I'm so shocked. What? Look at this. I didn't put private here. or public. I wonder why. There was a brief period where I wasn't doing that. I have a server at my house. You can come have it if you want, by the way. That's to everyone. They can have this server at my house. It's been sitting in my living room for like 8 years, 6 years or something. It's a piece of shit. Let's go back to this thing. Oh shit! Did I not do my break? Did I just yammer my way through it, or did I do my break? I don't remember. So I guess what we're gonna do here is we do need to add. No, this will work for both of them. So we need to. So what am I doing? Am I hiding that? I'm not hiding it, so it must default to off. And then when we add input goods, okay, so we are setting this. This is an interesting way to do it, but we're not hiding it. Is this a different panel container? No, it's the same panel. Oh, right, you said Docker earlier. Didn't you? Microsoft retain this base. Is Docker owned by Microsoft? I felt like that was an independent thing. I think we were talking about Docker earlier. Or a couple weeks ago. Me and Stinkle like, how do they make money off that shit? This one I left out private as well. Add input goods panel. So we're setting this, but use remnants checkbox. It acts like this is. I mean, that's checked, but why is it not showing up? I bet you somewhere in this thing we're hiding it. I bet you it's right here. Check for hide use remnants. What does this thing do? Oh my god, what is this thing? Should hide checkbox. When this, it's all coming back to me here. This panel is insane. Oh, gotcha. Is it up to date? Whenever I install a new version of Windows, you got to update it for fucking 5 hours, and I always wonder why they let you install a version that's outdated. Yeah, this is all coming back. I think I'm definitely thinking what happened was I was just like, I don't want to do any more work on this panel. But we will. This is actually something that needs to be done, because when I was doing it the other day, I noticed that, yeah, this is bad. So check for hide use. So what is this? Should hide checkbox. If any of these things are true, is pretty much what this is doing. Under construction. Check for hide use remnants. Then wonder why we hide them. Where was that thing? So what if we go, why am I hiding them here and then we check for them here? So how is this working? So this is for input goods. Oh, I see what this is for. Okay, so this is for input goods. It's checking if we're under construction. Are we doing this twice? I'm not gonna fuck with this, but okay. So this is for if it's trying to decide. So this thing, if it's under destruction, if it's under construction, it and there were input goods, we need to hide the use remnants because it's not finished being built, and then they come out later. So this part, Generate input goods. Where did I thought I was just looking at this thing. Check for max workers. Hide everything. I'm listening to some punk rock song that I believe is in French. It's pretty good, but it's hard to follow. Under construction, update construction progress, update max workers, generate output good, generate input good. I remember this is all coming back to me and it being like me just saying over and over again, like, there's got to be a better way to do this. And we like improved it with the help of chat. We improved it some, but it's just so what the fuck? It's so complicated that it needs to have some complication to it. All right, so the column thing we don't need to check. Check for hide use remnants. So this is going to jump us back down to this thing. If I comment this out, what's going to happen? I think we can just get rid of this. Let's run this. We're going to baby step this shit. And then we'll see if that box is there, then we'll make it do something. And we can finish it tomorrow too if we run out of time, which I have a feeling that when we actually start touching this, it's going to cause all sorts of issues. So that did not do what I thought it would do. I was hoping it would show, well, actually, you can't use remnants for either of those things. We need something that's, so this one should have the thing. Is it going to appear over here? Okay, so that's over here. So this is the thing. I remember now more of this argument I was having with myself. Should we have the use remnants over here? You check it, you hit construct. Or do you have it here? You hit construct, and then, man, that looks terrible. Then you, that looks awful. Are these other ones? Were they like that? You hit construct, and then you go to, yeah, it's going to be over here. All right. So this is what I just decided. I decided that you hit construct, it goes over here, and you got to remember to click this if you want to use remnants. But if you forget and you can't build it, that will remind you. So that's good enough. Why was that so ugly? I thought the other one looked a little bit better. Oh, it looks a little bit better just because these are half the size. All right, who gives a shit? For now, well, we're going to have a beautification thing. So that's actually fine. We're going to leave this here, though. Then when we need to make it so that that actually does something. God, I got to skip this song, too. I've gotten into, like, somehow my music has switched to, like, pop punk, and I've never been, like, a big pop punk fan. I don't, like, hate it or anything, but I don't want to listen to it. It all sounds very similar to me. Coward, how's it going? What's good? I don't know. Nothing's good right now. No, things are good, I guess. I'm just looking at this as I feel like we should go. This should actually, wait, we can do it this way. This should actually be here now because we do need this, but then we also need to connect a signal. Are we connecting these signals old school? I don't see any signals here. There's no signal indicators. When we check this box, how does it know that we've checked it? Is there some signal? We have signal there. Those signals are there. I don't do it this way anymore. I'm doing it that way. Prioritize. Okay, so where is the use remnants? It should be. We must be doing it here somewhere. Do we set Did we set? I'm working on a strategy game, kind of inspired by like Dominions and Paradox games. It's actually kind of it's pretty similar to Victoria 3. That was not the original plan because I had not played Victoria 3 when I had started this project, and then I played Victoria 3, and I was like, holy shit, this is, this is a very similar idea, except that everyone's dead. That's the difference. It's post-apocalyptic, so you have a limited number of people, and that's kind of one of the main mechanics to work on stuff. And everyone's tracked, and they're unlike Victoria 3, like every person is tracked, and you can look at every single person. I was bringing this story up whenever I say this in the long time ago. I played Close Combat 3. It's like a real-time strategy game, and you can rename your units in that. It's a World War II game, and in Close Combat 3, you're gonna lose guys. Like you'll win the battles, but you're gonna lose guys. There's like pretty much no way around it. You're always gonna lose some people. And I noticed that after I renamed the units, I didn't want them to die as much. And so I wanted to make a strategy game where everyone is a person, so that you don't want them to die as much. Right now we're just trying to I guess not fix, add in when you're constructing stuff, you can switch between different production goods, construction goods. And I'm going over like old code that I can't remember how it works. It's been quite a while actually since we've looked at this. Yeah, it's to make it so that we can track every single person, it has to be like post-apocalyptic. And this is not COVID related, but it is after like a plague happened. So that's why everyone's dead. There's got to be a reason why everybody's dead. And the plan is to make it take place in North America. This is just Oregon right now, and then a little bit of Washington. But all of North America, because one of the problems with like Paradox games is that they start to grind later, like kind of pretty badly. Victoria 3 is fucking incredibly bad how poorly it plays. So I want to do North America first and then try to optimize that. Optimize that part as much as possible, then probably add like South America and then like Europe or whatever. I don't know. Africa, Europe. Or we can go the other direction too. We could add, Japan or whatever. But it all depends on how good it runs. Yeah, I think that they're somewhat rare. I see other people have YouTube channels with working on strategy games. There's one guy. I mentioned him in the README. I'm curious if he's still working on his. I was thinking about him the other day. I want to look up his thing. He was doing a very similar project. It's this guy. It's the link. What? Curious if he still is working on his. But so he's, like I said, a very similar idea, but he was doing it slightly different. Oh. This is not linked to what I thought it would be linked to. Oh no, he just has a different icon. I thought this went to the different thing. Yeah, it looks like he's still doing it. He's still working on it too. It's 12 days ago. I have it muted. Yeah, so he's doing a grand strategy game too. Looks like he has terrain in here now. Wanted to find a different picture of his. Oh yeah, so he's doing 3D terrain, and I don't think it's actually necessary to do 3D. And that's part of the also making it so that it runs better. So the map part is pretty hard. Was pretty hard to get to work. Wind of Flatus, he actually wrote how the map is generated. Um, so what we did, I stole his code. It's the same way Paradox does it, which is there's like color coded um, provinces. So a human has to draw this stuff though, like it has to go through the map, and then it goes through and it cuts out the meshes and cuts out I think it's a shader actually, and it cuts them out and makes the gray part so that like when you hover over, they're the correct size. Each one of these, and it also like sets. I think I haven't worked on that part in a long time, but I think it also cuts out the picture. So it cuts out a picture. The original way I was doing it, and chat kept telling me like that's a bad way to do it, was I manually cut it out. I cut out each one of these, and then I just like a puzzle. I just connected them together, and then I could go through and edit all the parameters on them. And so the reason why they were saying that wasn't a good way to do it is basically if you make a major change to how you do it, you gotta manually go in and make the meshes and all that. It's not a mesh, like the collider. That was it. There was colliders on each one. There might be a tiny gap. There is. There's a tiny, so it's where it draws the line. That one was somewhat big. Yeah, you can actually see the kind of right there, because this is like it cut it out of a map, so that these lines are where my humanness too, where I drew this. I bet you, if you look. Oh, actually, no. I was thinking that this might have not been, I might not have done that very well, but it actually looks like this is generated. There's probably like 1 pixel on each side, which makes 2 pixels, but it's a little, yeah, there's a tiny thing. That doesn't worry me too much. The big issue I was having, which I've kind of defeated, was clicking through the map. Yeah, these do look blurry as fuck over here. Like, look at that. I wonder if this is if it's because I'm looking in the editor, if that's the actual file. But yeah, that doesn't bother me that much if there's a little bit. I don't know if you. So I'm actually, because I've worked on this, I notice more things in other strategies games that I play, and I'm like often shocked at like AAA games. I'm gonna call Paradox games AAA games, but maybe they're not. AA. I'm surprised at the number of small things that I notice where like you could get between like the provinces and stuff. Yeah, it's weird that those are blurry because this isn't drawn. These are each different layers when I draw them. So I'm wondering if it's some sort of the import process, maybe. It's like the Godot import process turns them to mush. These are actually really large too, and I need to reduce it. Yeah, I'm surprised at how they're not jank. There's small things that, especially Paradox games, actually. And I'm trying to think of one. So Victoria 3 is like pretty terrible with like things popping up. Actually, CK3 is pretty terrible too with like me constantly fighting the UI. And that's like it's their new their newer games all have this issue where I'm constantly like accidentally hovering over things, so you get like tooltips, and I know you can adjust all that stuff, but I think it's just poorly done. But whoops, I banged my desk, so camera shook. But yeah, so I'm not too worried about that. If people can get between these, I'm more worried about click through, but I think I got that. You can kind of tell. Yeah, so it doesn't detect it, which is what we want. But yeah, so I mean, right now everything's ugly. Right now, and that's one of the things that that has been an ongoing joke. Is like when I first started, obviously in the back of my head, I knew it's all UI, but then like as I add, it's just like more. These are all minimized or whatever, but yeah, just more and more UI, and then we're actually back to UI again. You know, it's always UI stuff. This horrific UI. It's crazy that the whole game is just UI. Like occasionally, you know, chat will be like, "Why don't you do this?" And it's like, "Oh, it's just we're working on the UI again. It's just how it is." There's got to be, you know, actually, someone was telling me that they were making a strategy game without a UI, and they were like, trying to, you know, remember Black and White? It didn't have like a UI but you could use like your mouse to do stuff, and the buildings and whatnot all told all the information you needed. They were suggesting I try something like that, and I was like, "There's no way! Like, this is a spreadsheet simulator. There's gonna be all sorts of stuff. I mean, I know it's ugly, but beautification will come later. We gotta get all the stuff working." But back to this thing. So we have the checkbox, but I don't even see where we have the signal for the other checkbox, and it actually was working because I noticed this was happening. Actually, we can just search for that. Where is it? Use remnants. Where is this? Set use remnants. So where did we subscribe to this? Oh, this is the subscription? Oh, Jesus Christ. If you port it to Linux. So, Lucky, we keep talking about like making a game that is Snowwinks was talking about this. He was talking about having a game that it's all command line stuff. Like you type in launch missiles or whatever. And oh yeah, no, I don't like working on UI either. And then the problem is, and I got to fix this. Like if you expand, that actually works pretty good, except for this. I didn't do something right down here. This should connect, you know, be stuck in the bottom corner. No, I mean, it works okay. No, I don't like it either, but what can we do, right? But yeah, no, I like the idea of I don't know if Stinklewink's still around, but of a command line video game, and you just have like your UI is just, you can't do anything on it. You got to do it all command line, but it shows you the information you need of just like you sitting in a command base or something. Opt out of the signals. Yeah, no, I like the signal system. I just stopped using it. I stopped connecting them in. So originally I really like this, and I do like that it shows that there's a signal. But I opted out, or not opted out. I stopped doing it in here because if they break, this isn't very useful to me either. Like this, I want to know where this is. Let's say I want to find what script it's in. It doesn't like. I mean, that's go to method. What? Like that doesn't, whoops, tell me anything. I just found it was easy, and I thought custom signals were going to be hard, but they're not. Windows, yeah, I was just telling my boss at work. We were talking about uh, everyone having to upgrade to Windows 11, and I was telling him that. Remember, do you guys remember this when Windows 10 came out? They said this is going to be the last version of Windows. Uh, we're not gonna keep having you have to upgrade, and here we are. All right, we need to. So I need to add this. I need to add a new signal in here. Use remnants, and this is partially true. We need to hit it. We need to. So when this is checked, we need to. When we're doing the construction, we need to subtract remnants. This, I don't know why I bailed out finishing this part, because this actually doesn't look that horrific. Maybe it was because it was so ugly. Where is our construction thing again? I gotta go all the way back up to, not that. Was it this one? It is. Check for use remnants. Add construction panel. Return this good. Okay, so it's going to be after this. It's going to be here. And we do need that set use remnants. Yeah, we should. I wish Stinklewinkles was around, because I think he gave up on that project, and I wish he would continue it. All your scenes are meant to be composed of objects that communicate. What is another solution instead of using signals? I'm a noob. I'm on my 250th stream, and I'm still using I'm a noob as an excuse. 250th stream for this game. I'm gonna call it a day here soon. We only got 8 minutes left. We'll raid somebody. I just want to see if we can get this, since we got the other stuff done so quick. We will construct. What is a good test for this, though? Is it always this one? Let's add the Fisher Shed. Let's add, because this will be our easier thing here. Let's add C# events. Is that something you can do to replace a signal? Probably. Where are we at here? We need to be over. We could actually hide that. Not research. We could hide the research. We could hide. Nah, we can't hide that. What was this thing? Fisher's Shed was the one that we wanted to use. Yeah, we'll put like it will cost 5 wood or something to create. Function calls are condition checks. I feel like, so I got really excited about C# events. And I was doing everything as an event for a while, and then I stopped. I didn't stop using them completely, but I got less excited as I ran into some of the limitations, which I could have just been using them wrong. But I do still think those are probably like some pretty awesome. We're gonna do wood here, and we'll put whatever 5 wood. Add, save, restart. Some, because they're kind of cool. They're kind of cool. All right. The other thing though is I think with signals sometimes is it that no, what was I doing? I was trying to think about when they were getting fired. What was the deal with that? They were getting fired by no, that was getter setters. No, I'm misremembering my shitty memory. All right. 5 wood. So when we hit construct, we go yes. It has this here. Let's go back to here so we can see our thing. Okay, so that is going to be checked. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put a note in for what we're doing so I can remember tomorrow. Heroes we're actually not working on. We're going to put a note into this guy right here. We're going to say the checkbox on use remnants works, but now we need to implement the code for it actually to use the remnants implement. No, I was about to close it. I do wish that I know it wouldn't know, but the signals did show up here if it was in code. Because I think this is useful. But I think the problem is that like it's so easy to do like a custom one and just put it in the code. And I think that's another thing that chat would always be like, why are you doing this? And I'd be like, I don't know how to do the other ones. But yeah, I way like it better in the code now. All right, let's push this code. Speaking of code, let's push this code to our branch. Did we added a file? Oh, we did. Man, that was so easy. I cannot believe how easy that was. Finished story events with tomorrow. It will be busted and we'll have all sorts of issues with it because today was so easy. Yeah. Yeah, and I still do the top one. Yeah. I still do both. Sometimes with people generation. You know, I do the bottom one less. I guess it's no, I do the bottom one less sometimes. For a while I was doing that so that is one of the things I didn't understand. I don't know what that's called. I don't know what either version of that is called. But I didn't understand that much. Like I knew how to use it, but I didn't understand what it was doing. Once again, because I'm a noob. And chat, one day some dude in chat some guy in chat was like, why don't you do this? And then I was like, okay. And then I did it that way. And he's like, now put this thing there. And I did what he said. And then everything clicked. Like how that worked, like clicked like static and all that stuff. Methods are just functions with a class, and then a function. Wait, what? See, I'm still learning stuff. So I've been calling functions, and I've been using methods for everything. Because I think ChatGPT told me, it said like, oh no, that's a method. Methods are just functions with a class associated with a data type. Okay, well I'm still learning something every day. Of course, finish story event with people generation. Yeah, so I was using functions pretty exclusively, but now, yeah, that one guy's comment like changed how I did all of my programming because I didn't understand how this stuff connected kind of, and I still don't 100%, but it makes way more whatever he said, I can't remember now, made everything make more sense. Finished our event with people generation and started work on use remnants for construction. And we are going to raid somebody, by the way. What makes methods unique is that their scope reaches out to their respective class. So player.do this would implicitly have access to the player's health variable while passing. And yes, and so that's. So I didn't understand too, like, so that's part of the thing I didn't understand. Here, let me push this. Is this, which is a good example, this is a perfect example, is like a unique, it's the unique good data. This is one of the many things when this guy, so whatever he said, which I can't remember what it was, that changed like how I thought about everything, is I didn't, like, I understood that this is like the unique thing, like this is, you know, this good data, it's this one, and we're messing with this one, but then you could also, inside the good data, the overall good data, you could put a method. I don't know if I have one in here. I don't think I have one for good data. We could pretend. You could put a method in there, but that's not using that one. It could, but it's not using the data in that good data. But then you also could do like a new good data. You know what I mean? Like you could use a new good data that's a public class, and then you could generate it there. And then you can use that one, or then you can use static ones. And that was part of the thing I didn't understand either, is if you have, I don't think the banker has one. Actually, yeah, we could use any of these. Like we could, so that I didn't understand that you could just do like quartermaster dot whatever, and you don't need to generate a new quartermaster. You can just use this one. You know what I mean? Like all that, like all of a sudden, suddenly started to clear. Whatever he said, it was very useful. All right, let's, and thank you for telling me that. Let's, the function. It was just, we need to cook more methods. Static class is the only sane way to use C#. Well, I was, when I started this project, someone was talking about how they, on Reddit, was like, I don't have any of my code use anything that's public, and I still wonder how he was doing anything. Maybe he was writing it all to disk or something. He was basically calling everyone a fool if they used public static classes. All right, let's find someone to raid here. I gotta pause my music because if I don't, I can't hear what the people we're gonna raid are saying. Man, we banned 3 bots today. Can you believe that shit? They were on to me. Let's see. Who do we got streaming that I haven't rated in a long time? I rated him the other day. Let's go find maybe a new person. Let's try to find similar size, and I want same category. This is not the same category. We want to go Godot. Like to always support the Godot people. And if I can find a C# person, I usually go for that. And then also a smaller streamer like myself. I was looking at my streaming list, you know, of people I follow, and it's like all streamers. All we do is that we just follow each other back. And there's no one. Everything is public. Privacy is banned. He probably meant public variables, or he didn't count interface. And maybe he was like yeah, maybe you're right. He wasn't counting like interfaces or something. I don't know. It was, you know, I also didn't. It was like really early on, so I probably didn't even know what a variable was. I did take a class 30 years ago on programming. You know, I think we are going to pick someone that I already follow because we have like a huge list. Mongolo, we did do Conrad. I can't remember the last time. Code Wonderland. He has 5 viewers. We could do him. Chatting with viewers. High precision action. I can't remember when I last rated that dude. All right, we'll do him. I should have a list. Oh no, I rated that guy recently. Okay. When I saw his picture. Real book lover, I know he did that. Monglo he did. Conrad. I don't think we've done Conrad. He's got 22 viewers though. That's okay. I need a list. I need to put a list now and have I'll add it on my stream thing. I can't look at chat right now, by the way. If you're wondering, like if you're chatting and if you're chatting and I'm ignoring you, it's because I'm looking at this other thing. Last list of people I have rated, and I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna generate a list here. We should do it the correct. Conrad. All right, we're gonna raid this guy. And thank you guys for joining me. I'm gonna hit the start raid button. I will talk to you tomorrow. Nebo, thank you for the follow. Lucky Quesadilla. Now, now you're on both. Yeah, thank you guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your existence. Bye.